I expect very early days, but you're a Swamp Thing fan. I take it. Does that go way
Yes,
back? What's the
it
what's
goes
the
way back, and basically, the second I heard that DC was going through some leadership convulsion, and James was taking over, I I just saw it as an opportunity to throw my hat down in the most. I mean, I just called them and I said, in all the stuff you're doing, if the idea of me making a kind of gothic horror film origin story of Swamp Thing fits in, um, tell me. And I go, I'm not. You know, it's no different speech than anyone else gets with me. I'm not really. I don't have any agenda for a universe. I'm
right?
not building towards someone joining in some future. Have at it. But I just be interested in telling. Um, I've always been interested in doing a version of Frankenstein, basically, and yet I feel like, you know, it's alive has been done enough. So
Yes.
but Swamp Thing always occurred to me as kind of this wonderful version of a kind of Frankenstein story, much in the way, you know, one of my favorite pop films of growing up, RoboCop, the original one, was is such a, you know, this guy who just wakes up and he's been turned into, he finds he's become this kind of
Yeah.
machine. Also something that I was fascinated with Logan, obviously, but but to me, the idea of making kind of almost a kind of noir mystery horror film about a guy who wakes up, and he's this thing, and there's an amnesiac quality, of like, how did I get here and who did this to me? And so I'm envisioning kind of a horror noir film following a creature that can't be seen, trying to piece together from fragments of memory what happened and who did it.
I can
And
I can I can
none
see
of
why
this,
James Gunn said yes. That's intriguing.
and none of this runs counter, obviously, to the Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson, and all the
Yeah.
great work that went on, which I mean, it's not like I'm just framing it up in a kind
Yes.
of new movie context, but that's all they were exploring, in these comics, and so beautifully.